Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works for today, Friday, March the 8th, 2019.
Commissioner Garcia, James, and Davis are present. President James, we do have a quorum. May we start with Bureau introductions, please, starting with Bureau of Street Services.
Nick Barragan, Bureau of Street Services.
Good morning, Angelica Samayoa with the Bureau of Contract Administration.
Good morning, Udi Jimenez, Bureau of Engineering.
Good morning, Daniel McKay, Bureau of Sanitation.
Good morning, Jay Wong, Street Lighting. Good morning, Ted Jordan, Public Works General Counsel.
Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. President James, we did receive one speaker card under general public comment. We do not have any commentary under the Neighborhood Council comment section, and no speaker cards on any of the items for today's regular agenda.
Okay, we'll close we'll close the Neighborhood Council category of commentary. Agenda item number 3, a couple of administrative items. Specifications submitted for board adoption and authorization to advertise for the invitation of bids. This is in Council District number 10 for the Secondary Sewer Renewal Program, Washington Boulevard and Hauser Boulevard, and 21st Street and La Brea Avenue. The estimate's $1,813,278. Is there a second to my motion that we adopt agenda item number 3 forthwith? By Commissioner Davis. Any objection? Without objection, we will do so. Agenda item number 4, specifications submitted for board adoption and authorization to advertise for the invitation of bids. This is in Council District number 6 for the Donald C. Tillman Water Reclamation Plant Administration Building Heating and Ventilation and Air Conditioning Replacement Project. The estimate is $3,900,000. The bid receipt date is April 24th, 2019. Is there a second to my motion that we adopt agenda item number 4 forthwith? By Commissioners Garcia and Davis. So that'll be the order on agenda item number 4. Dr. Campos, you said we have a card under general public comment. Let's go ahead and take care of general public comment. Thank you, sir. Ms. Plum.
Before I begin, you have a packet there that I'll be referring to in my speech.
Oh, I don't have it
yet. To
yet.
the Honorable President and members of the Board.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
My name is Jeannie Plum. I am a citizen of the City of Los Angeles. I reside at 10755 DeSoto Avenue in Chatsworth. I appear before you today to ask that you direct the staff of Public Works to provide information to the Planning Department needed to advance the resolution of a complaint I filed more than 40 months ago seeking to remove the obstructions from the public equestrian trail incorporated in the above referenced subdivision and tract map that you have in front of me, and these conditions were approved by Council as part of the tract map. These obstructions threaten both riders and horses with the risk of serious injury and death and preclude effective public use of the public trail, contrary to the express intent of the tract map conditions. A copy of my complaint describing the obstructions headed to Building and Safety is in your packet, and these hazards pose greater detail is attached. I filed this complaint in October 8th, 2015. It was denied by the Department of Building and Safety, and I appealed that denial to the Planning Department pursuant to the LAMC 1227K. A public hearing on that appeal was held by the Planning Department's zoning administrator on August 28, 2017. No decision has been issued because the zoning administrator, per the emails that you have there, is still waiting for information concerning, quote, the improvements in the trail, unquote, from the staff of Public Works and the DWP. A copy of those emails are in front of you to my attorney for verification. A decision on this appeal is necessary for me to advance this matter to a resolution either in front of City Council or in court and restore access to our public trail system that is supposed to be used by myself and others equestrians. I hope you will agree that waiting 1,200 days for a resolution is far too long, so I ask you to direct the staff to do this as requested by the zoning administrator. She has not received it, and you may contact me at the enclosed address or my attorney at the enclosed address.
Our General Counsel in the City Attorney's Office has a copy of your letter, as does our representative from the Bureau of Engineering.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 1, revised task for solicitation number 28, HDR Engineering. This is the Bureau of Engineering, recommending that the board first authorize the city engineer to issue a revision of the task for solicitation number 28 to HDR, increasing the budget authority from $8,500,000 to $9,900,000 for design and program management support services for the sidewalk repair program. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Good morning. Robert Vega, Program Manager for the Bureau of Engineering Sidewalk Repair Program. The report before you is a request to authorize the city engineer to issue a revision of task for solicitation number 28 to HDR Incorporated, increasing the budget authority from $8.5 million to $9.9 million for continued design, construction management, and program management support services for the sidewalk repair program. In the way of background, in April 2016, the board authorized the city engineer to issue TOS number 28 from the pre-qualified on-call civil design services consultants list to HDR Incorporated, again, to provide design, construction management, and program management support services for the sidewalk repair program, with a total budget authority of $8.5 million. The contracts for the current pre-qualified on-call list expire in March 2019, and the Bureau is in the process of establishing a new list. The Bureau of Engineering is therefore requesting the budget authority to be increased to extend the task and continue the services provided for the sidewalk repair program until the contracts for the new pre-qualified on-call consultant list are executed and a new task for solicitation can be issued. HDR's minority business enterprise participation level was set at 12%, and the women's business enterprise level was set at 2%. At the write-in of this report, HDR has achieved an NBE participation level of 21.2% and a WBE participation level of 2.6%. Funding is available in the Sidewalk Repair Fund, Fund number 57F. This concludes the staff report, and I'm ready to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Mr. Vega. So the inclusion numbers are good on this. WBE could be a little bit of a, but they're over the number that was pledged and significantly on the MBE. And really what you're doing here, this is not so much a budget increase as it is additional funding for the additional time that you need to get over the bridge to the next point when you bring out the new TOS.
That is correct.
Okay, great. Then without any questions, I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item number 1. Actually, that was Commissioner Garcia's motion. I'll second it along with Commissioner Davis. So that'll be the order on agenda item number 1. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
And I will note that with the closure of, or with the completion of Ms. Plum's comments, then the general public comment is closed. Is there a second to my motion that we approve the meeting minutes from the meeting of Friday, February 1st, 2019 by Commissioner Garcia? Any objection? Without objection, those meeting minutes will be approved. Agenda item number 2 is a request for proposal, Southern California Gas Utility Franchise Agreement Valuation Study, recommending that the board authorize the executive officer to first issue and release the request for proposal for the Southern California Gas Utility Franchise Agreement Valuation Study. That's transmittal number 1 on the report. Secondly, evaluate the RFP submissions based on the criteria set forth in the RFP and, and select and interview the most qualified proposer who submits the best and most responsive proposal. Third, negotiate a personal services contract with the selected and recommended proposer, subsequent to objective review of all the proposals received. And then secondly, direct the executive officer to return back to the Board of Public Works for authority to award and execute the negotiated contract with a term period sufficient to complete the proposed project. Mr. Entuck, our Petroleum Administrator, on number 2.
Yes, good morning, President James, fellow commissioners and staff. Question on number 2, or, oh, sorry.
You're on agenda item number 2.
Okay.
All yours.
Thank you. Good morning. This is a long work in progress. We were allocated funds in this year's budget. We were able to encumber the funds in the October FSR. We worked with a couple of different departments to put this together. DWT, Bureau of Engineering, had some council input, even our ratepayer advocate, making sure that we are looking at all of the various criteria for valuation. And this comes out of a state Supreme Court case, City of Santa Barbara versus Roland Jacks. They had increased their franchise agreement with Southern California Edison in Santa Barbara, and there was a case saying if the city raises it, should it go to the voters as masquerading as a tax increase and be subject to Prop 13? The state Supreme Court said no, that's not the case, but it needs to be reasonably related to the value of the franchise. And so with that new legal precedent, we're using this study to be able to justify any changes we make as we're part of the negotiations with Southern California Gas Company. They're a different kind of franchisee with us than the pipeline franchises. The pipeline franchises are based on a linear square foot price calculation. This is based on 2% of gross receipts in their entire service area, and then 2% of gross receipts just in the city of LA. So looking at if it were to increase, by how much and what justifiable amount this will inform that decision as we go through negotiations. The current franchise has been extended several times. Even with this approval today, we're most likely going to have to extend the franchise again, because the work, by the time it comes back, that we'll be able to incorporate in negotiations, it's going to take more than the next expiration date, which is this summer. So I'm happy to take any questions you may have.
So I don't have any questions of you, Uduak, other than you referenced the court process that's resulted in this action today. So I would just ask our city attorney, Mr. Jordan, given the kind of the procedure that we're now following based on what's happened in the court cases, I just wanted your verbal approval for the record for the approach that we're taking with this study, and then the RFP for this study, and then going forward after that.
Yes, I concur in the recommendation that we proceed with the RFP to bring on board the consultant. That'll give the city the proper basis to negotiate a new long-term franchise.
Okay. Uduak, any idea, once we put out this RFP, do we have any clue as to how many respondents we might end up with?
We've had 2 inquiries to date asking about when it would be released.
Okay.
But we've left it kind of broad, so if someone is a financial expert and wants to do a financial one, they have the ability to apply on it. If someone is a CPA or a professional engineer, they have the ability to apply. So we have broad qualifications. It's an or qualifications that we hope to get multiple inquiries.
Well, I hope we get more than 3, and since we've got 2 inquiries already, that would lend itself to the fact that we probably will get 3.
I'm hoping between 3 to 6 is what we're landing on, and I believe, as Uduak, Mr. Intuck has indicated, just getting a plethora of different experts in the field to do the assessment of what the valuation of this franchise could be from different lenses. One could be from the accountant lens, the others could be from the financial lens, the appraisal lens, the real estate lens. So we want all types of perspectives just to give us an idea as to what the valuation could be, so that we can bring it back to this board, and then when we go into negotiations, we can arm this board and also Mr. Intuck in terms of what terms and conditions we can propose to Southern California Gas.
Great. Thank you. Thank you both. I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item number 2, seconded by Commissioner Garcia. Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 2. Thank you, Mr. Intuck. Any issue sending number 2 forthwith? We will send number 2 forthwith. I believe that we have cleared the desk on this brief meeting morning. Have we, Dr. Campos?
Yes, you have.
Okay, then we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.